Hi guys, what's happening? How's it going? Peace and love. Welcome, episode number 9, Guitarcast. How about it? You guys want to work on some guitar? You want to talk some guitar? What do you want to do? No. So I just had a couple things in mind we could work out. Did you see that Dead song I was kind of playing just with one finger? You know, sorry, I don't have two cameras and a switcher. I don't even have one camera. So, you know, like C, D, F, G, C, D, F, C, D, and I don't know if we have any deadheads in the small audience that we got, but hope you guys are doing well today. Figured we would do some more stuff with the metronome, or maybe work on timing, maybe work on, you know, a little bit more blues stuff, maybe naming, you know, memorizing your neck a little bit more. Still ain't got a ton of viewers, but hopefully that changes. We're gonna keep in the positive spirit here and keep plugging along and see what happens. Because we want to keep the guitar player alive, because we're a dying breed, folks. You know, there's not very many of us out there left. I mean, there's a lot of guitar players, don't get me wrong, but, you know, we're getting to be old men, and we want to pass the torch on like the torch was passed to us. We had a lot of inspiration. You know, when I'm 47 years old, you know, so when I was 12, 13 years old, I had Leonard Skinner. I had Led Zeppelin. You know, these guys weren't currently on the radio, but, you know, they were still, you know, this was the, you know, early 90s. They were still very relevant. They still are. They always will be, because they are the legends or whatnot. But hats off. Hat tip. But I had, you know, we had Stevie Ray, you know, B.B. King, of course, all these guys. And hopefully the new breed of guitar players will also gravitate towards those, you know, bands, those players, Jimmy Page, B.B. King, Eric Clapton, because this current stuff today that is supposed to be current music, is there still radio? Is that still a thing? I don't know. I can't think of, besides, Joe Bonamassa, John Mayer. Who else is making any guitar music, or rock music, or blues music? The guys that inspired me are dying off. And then the guys that they inspired to play guitar, to be musicians, to want to be musicians, are dying off. Not dying off, but we're getting to be old men. Yeah, I'm getting to be an old man. I'm like going on 50 years old. It's insane, I'm telling you. Once you hit adulthood, just blink your eyes, because you think I'm an old man, and you're 20 years old. If you're watching this, blink your eyes, I'm telling you. I still feel like I'm 20 years old up here. Maybe not so much in my body. My hands get beat up really bad. I'm very sore all the time. That's a different thing. Up here, I still feel 20 years old. Finally getting this, I'm sure if you watch my channel, finally getting rid of that black ugliness. That was from a nasty smash. I just filleted this finger back at work, this piece of skin, so I could take it and turn it back and get grotesque on here, but we won't do that. I had a band-aid on it, but I had to take it off before I started this because the picks were way too slick. But so I want to make some guitar players. That's kind of my aim with this project, I guess. I go to work and I come home, and summer's coming up, so I gotta mow the yard. But other than that, if I don't do something with my time, like I said, I'm 47 years old. I'll eat dinner and hit the recliner and be done for the day. Out. So first, let's start with some guitar instead of just talking. But wait, this is a podcast, right? This is a Guitarcast, the first and only guitar podcast out there, right? So let me shift her down. Okay. Capo. I got a comment the other day. I did a short of this song, and it was just like, comment from a nice fella. I can't remember his name. Shout out. But his comment was, that's great playing and all, but try it without the clip. Because, they done it back in the day without them clips. I didn't know what he was talking about. So I was like, what are you talking about, clips? I asked him, let me ask you, can I ask you, what clips are you talking about? I was thinking he meant like movie clips or some sort of TV or commercial clips, but he was talking about the capo. and another guy that commented helped me realize that he was talking about the capo. And I'll explain, if you don't know what the capo does or what it is. But you know, but they did have capos, and that's how the original recording was done. They had capos before the guys who recorded that song were ever born. But you know, most people don't know that. Most people don't know about, you know, guitar stuff. If I drop one more pick, you know, I might throw a fit, I'm not sure. But so none of those are the right ones. Excuse me for just a second, guys. I'm sorry. I just got to get this one right here. I just couldn't see it because it's right by my foot. But so the commenter challenged me. So I got to take the challenge. Okay. So let's take the clip or the capo off. And let me see if I can do this. No, I can play it. And so forth. Okay, no big deal. I was just playing around, really. All this thing is a capo. It just, so the way you want to picture this is just, it just is a bridge, okay? So it's kind of neat though. It's very neat and it's very fun to play with. So like, I done a short and dropped a short today. Okay, that song is not played in the key of C, okay? But it's played in the shape of C. That song was recorded in the key of E flat. And when I say E flat, so I know that when I make a C chord, I'm sorry. Okay, this is how that song was recorded. And we know because it was in the key of E flat because of the singer's vocal range. That's why all this stuff is done. So, you know, that's where he was most comfortable singing this song. So that's where he wanted his band to be playing in the key of E flat. So we know that the 6th fret on the 5th string is, if you play that note, is an E flat. Okay. But you make the chord, and it's very cool. You just pop this baby on the 3rd fret, make the same shape. So without it, you got. And it's very cool. It sounds great. Probably a lot easier for me to sing if I was going to try to sing that song. But the original version of the song, the man was a genius singer. Okay, so the capo just acts like a guitar nut. So, you know the key of G, or you know the chord G, D, C, okay, if we wanted to just have fun with that, we could go just, if we wanted to, all the way up. If we wanted to do that in the key of B, we would take this to the 5th fret. Sorry, to the 4th fret. Play the same chords. You know, it might start to, the further you get up on your neck, the more crowded the frets are going to get. But it's, you know, you can get some great sounds. You can go, if you want to get nutty, you know. Kind of neat though. The capo is fun. It's fun to mess with, man. And you know, you want to get nutty and go put it on the 5th fret and then where I was at. Anyway, the capo's fun, man. So it's fun and neat, and you can play a lot of different songs the right way with the capo. Capos are cool, man. I'm pro capo. I'm definitely pro capo. Metronome. Okay, I want to do a little bit more stuff with a metronome. Just go to Google Play. Download if you got a phone, if you want to do it on the phone or a tablet or whatever. Pro Metronome, and it's this one. It's just got like a dial, and then this you can like turn the dial and make it faster, or turn it the other way, make it slower. So let's start it out slow, and let's do some finger exercises for, you know, like some warm-up exercises, you know, or you can do the blues. So many things that we've already done here, like let's see, it's a little bit slow, so like and then if you get super comfortable with this stuff, you want to go faster, dial that baby up. Okay, big secret, guys. 90% of the people that have recorded those great records that you love and listen to are in the studio, or in the recording studio, and they have big headphones on and a click track going just like that in their earphones, whatever tempo they want the song. You know, very, very few bands play or record records without click tracks or metronomes playing in their ears, because, you know, even if you feel like you got You know, like I feel like I was born with a pretty good sense of timing. I feel like I have good timing. But then when you play with a metronome, I'm telling you, it will humble you pretty quick. You'll be like, I mean, just then, you know, because I don't play with a metronome much at all, and I never have, and I'm sure that hindered me. But just now, just doing that, you know, I was like, oh, whoa, wow, you know, I'm not as good. My timing isn't as, you know, on the up and up as I personally thought it was. So you might have caught me having to speed up a little bit, right? You know, in a couple of places. But so I'm telling you, metronome, invaluable piece of equipment. I don't care if you go out and get a floor pedal metronome to play through your amp, or if you just get a simple, you know, they sell, you know, these days they got everything, so they'll sell little metronomes that big. You know, you can clip it on the edge of your guitar, right along with a tuner or whatever. You know, metronomes are invaluable because timing is everything when it comes to music. You know, you can't just, you know, think you're going to be a guitar player and have no sense of timing in there. You know, it's got to be. So I'm telling you, I can't say enough about how valuable metronomes are. Hugely valuable, okay? Hugely. So, like, you know, we've done a few songs, like we did on a couple, or on like yesterday's episode. We done like, so you want to kind of, you know, try to emulate the tempo of the song. So you immediately know that's pretty slow. So dial that baby up. So you catch me, you know, I'm like, wow, I suck. You know, my timing is not as good as I thought it was. And if you're ever in, you know, you think you have great timing, go into the studio, put some headphones on with, you know, two other guys, and they're hearing the same click in their ears, and you're like, wow, you know. And there's a lot of live acts that will be on stage at a concert that you go and, you know, pay $100 for a lawn seat these days, and every one of those guys have, you know, ear monitors, something in their ear, and it's some of them's ear monitor. Maybe one of them is a click, maybe the other one is an ear monitor. Okay, so yes, in yesterday's episodes we did F major, F sharp, G major, working that pinky, starting on the third string. It's always in the same fret as your ring finger. Second string, first string, second string, third string. Okay, this time we'll go minor. So cover the bottom bottom three strings instead of the bottom two. So if you cover the bottom two and then this, you're at F minor, F sharp minor, G minor, G, G, G. Okay? We're just going to do a little pentatonic blues 1, 4, 5. We got G, C, and D. We're going to do the same pattern the whole way out. Okay, G, G. That's the only ones we need. You go down a string, C, C, G, G, and then here, D, D. So we're just going to go. My bad. Until you get good at, just do all downstrokes if you have to. There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, not everybody's gonna pick up on this stuff. Matter of fact, it takes a long time and a lot of practice to even get, you know, to a spot of just playing chords comfortably on the guitar. So, and then, you know, if you get it better and faster, you can alternate pick it. I'm sorry. Get these two hands working together, hitting, you know, making sure your pick is hitting the same string that you're wanting it to know. Like, okay, down a string, same pattern. You know, and then if you want, you can turn on that metronome. Make sure you're in good timing. You know, get it to a speed where you feel comfortable, you know. So take it slow for a while. So. That's really fast still. So take it slow until you get good at it. Okay? Use that metronome, you know, whenever you can. Great tool. Here's another little finger exercise. You want to just let's stay in G. And it's going to also help get these two hands working together as a team. So this time we're going to start on this root. No, let's start the same spot. But this time, let's go ahead and start with our middle finger. And we're just going to kind of work on chromatics here. Okay. I'm sorry. Actually, let's start on D. D, 5th string, 5th fret. Okay? And we'll start with our pinky there. let's just start an E. Okay, by the time we're done with this exercise, you guys will have your neck memorized, no doubt about it. We'll start an E, since we got that open E string and open A string that we can use. It won't cause any problems if we hit it, you know, even by accident. So this time, the 7th fret, E, top string, open E. If you go down a string, 4th string, 7th fret, A, 5th string, open is A, okay? But anyway, let's just start E with our pinky. So 7th fret, up a string, 4, 5, 6, 7, down a string, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you feel brave, drop it down a string. Really, that's not important, moving it around. It's right now. Just mostly is just using all 4 of them fingers and getting these hands to work good together. Making sure your pick is playing the same string that you're wanting to fret. And if you have to, just for a while, take it slow and go all downstrokes. You know, it's better to do it slow and in time than trying to do it fast and, you know, your notes aren't ringing out. You're not pressing, you know, and your notes don't come out clear. So it's better to take it slow. Get that metronome going, man. And man or woman. And like I said, take it slow. This will aggravate your hand a little bit. It'll strengthen your hands, okay? So it may not be a real fun exercise, but I promise it'll be beneficial. And then when you get real good at it, you know, kick that metronome way up, and you know it, and then challenge yourself. I'm sorry. I'm waiting on text messages to leave my phone. Here we go. Kind of cool exercise, guys. I wanted to work on one more song, and there's so many we can do, but we're just gonna. This A minor, you know, kind of work on these 2 fingers, which they press on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, 4th string. This one is on the 1st fret, 2nd string. To G, D. Did want to do the solo, kind of just doing this kind of double stop with your 3rd and your 4th string. 7th fret with your pinky. And on an acoustic, it's going to be hard to bend this string. So actually play the 2nd and the 3rd string together. 3rd string, of course, is going to be played first. But so you just go 7 to 8. So 7, 8, 7, 5, up a string, 7, back down. Land back on that 7th fret, 4th string. That's your A note. Okay, I feel like we did good on some stuff today. Cool, man. We got some exercises in. It seems like I'm forgetting one thing. Yeah, you know, we're learning the neck. Open E, F. So we're going to work on full bar chords maybe a little bit on episode 10. Okay. F sharp, G, G sharp. And I know that the current internet.com is all against bar chords and whatnot. But I'm telling you, guys, don't listen to the noise. That's just noise. You have to know your bar chords. You have to know bar chords if you're going to be a guitar player. If you're going to be a pro guitar player, if you're going to be an advanced guitar player. Major, you know. Minor. If you do a major, take off your pinky. Major 7th. Back to the minor, you just do the same thing. Take off your middle finger. Take off your pinky, it's minor 7th. Fun chords. So we'll learn some of our full bar chords. You know, these are with our root on the 6th string. Open E is your top string. So that's F major, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D, and so forth. Okay. Then your bar chords with the root on the 5th string. Open A is your 5th string. It's an A sharp. So there, it's a little more complicated. You kind of got to get that. See how my ring finger is, it's got that knuckle popping out. But you start practicing them and you'll get it. These bar chords, you can't play the top string or the bottom string. So you'll get, see, like, you'll get, the more you practice them, you'll get into natural muting. You'll mute those strings. Okay, that's major, A sharp major, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, A. It's just those are kind of neat. Those are kind of fun. They'll hurt your hands. I'm telling you, they're going to be a workout for your hands. Kind of like pumping iron, but not. We're not going to the gym and getting our body in shape. We're trying to get our hands in shape, and it will happen. It just takes lots of practice, guys. That's all. So, I hope episode 9 was beneficial to you guys, man. I hope we start picking up some viewers soon. Not a whole lot of people watching yet. I hope that changes soon. And we'll just keep plugging away. And it seems like there's a few of you watching. Hopefully you guys really want to learn how to play guitar. And I'll teach you. I'll be your guitar teacher right here on YouTube for free. You don't have to go out and find a guitar teacher. Drop a comment down below if you got a question or if you got a request. You want to do something, a song. You want to do a song. You want to learn a song. You want to learn how to do some sort of method, a scale, whatever. Okay, let me know in the comments if you like the video or the format. I know, guys, I'm not a pro at this. I don't have a camera yet. I'm still using my phone. I don't have camera switchers and fancy microphones and stuff like that. I don't have an editor. I don't edit no videos. I do one take and then I hit upload. But if you like what I'm doing so far, if you like this series, show it by leaving a like, guys. The best way you can help me right now is just to hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe, especially if you want to learn to play guitar. And I know it's going to be more of a niche kind of category. So I know I'm not going to get 1 million views a video. I'm not going to go viral. I get that. But if I can help 20 people learn how to play guitar and carry on to the torch, it'll be worth it for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I haven't made up my mind, really. But I'm going to try to also, just do one every day. But if there's not a video tomorrow, you'll know that maybe I'm just going to do it Monday through Friday. And chill on the weekends. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you all had a good Friday. A good Friday. Christ is King. Okay. So I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace and love.